So here's a question. What have these two images got in common? Now I'll give you a clue. It's not that they've both made it onto my 2018 calendar, because one of them hasn't. And if you want to know which one, please follow the link below in the description to have a look. So shameless plug over, what have these two images got in common? Well, neither would exist without this. Now this is the Cosyspeed Camslinger bag, and I've been using this for about a year and a half. Now, I've become very attached to this bag, and it is the sole way that I carry my camera gear. My camera, my lenses, my remote, all the bits and pieces I need, my filters, all goes on this system. The camera goes in this bag, and other stuff goes on the belt. And the reason those two wouldn't exist is because this is the quickest camera system that I know of out there. And without it, I'd have missed one of those shots because of timing, and the other one, I wouldn't have even had it there. So I love this bag, but it's been replaced. And what's it been replaced with? Cosyspeed's new bag. Now this is the Cosyspeed Camslinger Outdor. Now I'm going to quickly say that I got both of these bags for free from Cosyspeed. They kindly sent them both to me. Like I say, this one was a year and a half ago. This one was a couple of months ago. But I'm in no way affiliated with Cosyspeed. I got talking to Thomas from Cosyspeed at the photography show a couple of years ago. He follows my photography and so on, and he sent me this one to do a review on, which I did. And if you look in the link in the description or follow the link, there is a little video that I did about using this for landscape photography. But it wasn't a full review, and I've done a full review on my blog, which you can find, but I've never done a full video review of this one. So I thought it would be a good time, but I'm not affiliated with Cosyspeed in any way, shape or form. I've used this for a year and a half purely because I think it's brilliant, and I hate backpacks. I just don't like using them. I still use one. I carry the drone in it if I have to, and sometimes if I'm on a long hike, I will just have it empty just to have the tripod in it. But generally I'll use this, and I'll use it whether I'm hiking or cycling. Sorry, I've been using this and now I use this. Whether I'm cycling, hiking, whatever, whether I'm just in the car and I grab it out the boot and walk a short distance to take a shot, this is what I use all the time. And I just generally either carry the tripod in my hand, or I strap it to my bike, to the crossbar on my bike. So what do I love, and what's changed about the Cosyspeed? Well, I love, we take this one, and this is still a great bag, but this was aimed at street photographers. I just hated backpacks, so I picked it up and used it. But what I love is it goes around your waist, and you've got a quick entry of this, bang, bang, you're in, dip in, get your camera, pop that back down. Now, there's a little bit of fiddling with this, it doesn't really matter, but a little bit of fiddling, and then pop that back over. It's a little bit, because you can change the size of this one, and because of that, and because I've got it quite big, even though I shoot micro four thirds, there's a little gap there. It does come with a rain cover. There's no other pockets, no nothing. This is great for micro four thirds cameras with small lenses on, and street photography really. And it really was a bit of a push to use it for landscapes, excuse me. So This is a massive improvement. So let's go on and talk about this. Firstly, it's made of a waterproof material, which escapes me, but in the description below there is a link to the Cosyspeed Indiegogo page where you can read all about it and all the technical specs and so on. But it's made of waterproof material. Just in case that's not enough for you, in the bottom here it comes with a waterproof bag. Now already that is an upgrade on this one, which has this waterproof bag, but it's kind of separate. You kind of have to, you know, I've strung mine off this little bit of the strap here, but you know, that's a separate thing. So it's already an upgrade on that. The other thing it's got is lots and lots of pockets. 6, I believe. So it's got a little pocket at the top here, which I use for, what do I use it for? Okay, I've got a couple of Arca Swiss plates in there in case I need them. Spare memory card, very well kept there, you know, nice and well protected. Should really look after them better. It's got a side pocket here, which I've got just some cleaning cloths in, but there's plenty more room in there. Little side pocket here for just popping some stuff in. Got a side pocket here, which I have at the moment, I've got a polarising filter in there. Now, it's not my polarising filter that I use. No, I don't. It's not a polarising filter. It's a variable neutral density filter. That wouldn't normally be in there. That was for a one-to-one tuition session I did a couple of weeks ago, where the person I was doing it for didn't have many filters, so I took some along, you know. So there's some pockets there, and then inside, and we'll come to the opening mechanism and how that's changed in a second, but inside there's a little pocket there. 6 pockets, yeah, that sounds right. 6 done it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brilliant. Now, it's much more sturdy. It's closed on the top, so no rain can get in. It's a very much better closing mechanism than the Camslinger, and it's got a really good closing mechanism. The opening mechanism I'm not so sure about. Don't get me wrong, it's great. It's not quite as easy, but overall it's better. If we look at this one, you just pull it and it opens. But then closing it kind of goes down, and you've got to, and if it's not got anything against the back of it, you've got to fiddle a little bit to close it, okay? So this one takes a bit of getting used to open it, but basically you just put your finger on, you slide it, and up it opens, up it comes. But it kind of almost starts to jump open. Now closing wise, you just go like that and it's closed. That is rigidly in there, okay? And you just pop this on for safety. So that's how it works. It comes with 6 dividers, none of which I use. Not really sure why you would use them, but you may have a need. It depends on the size of your camera. So in this camera at the moment, in this bag at the moment, I have an EM1 with a 12-100 f4 lens. Now that, you could argue, is just about all you need to travel. So we take a look inside. I just have it completely empty inside, okay? I don't have any dividers in or anything. The camera pops in, job done. So fully protected, and bang away at that, knock proof, so on, padded. Getting it out, what they provide you with is this little finger strap on here, which you can choose to use or not. But, so when you get the camera out, bear in mind this is round your hip, and that's the beauty of it. When you open it up, you pop that up, stick your finger through, and out it comes, and you're ready to go. Now, the picture of the rocks and the lake that was taken in the Yorkshire Dales I would have missed that shot. The picture I showed at the start, I would have missed that shot if it was not for this bag, because that was a fleeting moment and I almost missed it anyway. Okay, by the time I got the camera out, and I was walking with the camera. The beauty is also, this will pop in here with the filter holder on and so on. So all you've got to do is pop the filter in. Now this is all round my waist, which I will demonstrate in a second. So I was able to grab this camera out just from my waist, pop it on the tripod at a low angle. Tripod was ready to go. Opened it up, popped it down, popped it in, shoved the filter in, bang, I was ready to go. Composed it quickly, set the aperture and so on, and bang, got the shot. Within a few seconds, that light was gone. It was just coming below the clouds and it was gone. I would have missed it if I'd had to take a backpack off, pop it down, rubbish through it, faff around, you know, I'd have missed that shot. So that wouldn't have existed without this bag. When I put stuff on social media, I always put the equipment I use, because I figure, you know, it's quite interesting. I put the settings, the camera, and other peripheral equipment that I feel is important to that shot. And I very often put that I use the Cosyspeed Camslinger. And somebody picked me up on it one day and put in the comments, a little sarcastically, I have to say, oh, I'd love to know what the difference the Camslinger made to this shot. Well, you know, if you're watching, I did answer at the time and say, you know, it does make a difference, and for these reasons. But if you're watching now, this is why it makes a difference, and this is why I list it as part of my essential equipment that I use. If you're wondering why the other one, the one of Llandudno Pier, the long exposure one that I showed, wouldn't have existed, that's because that was taken on a 3-day cycling trip through Snowdonia. And to be honest, that was taken with a 7-14 lens, and I probably, if I'd have been having it all in a backpack, would not have taken that lens. Or if I'd have had it in a handlebar bag, which I've done previously, I would not have taken that lens. I would have just have taken the 12-100. Now, it would have been a fantastic shot, still, but it wouldn't have been quite as dramatic because it would have been that bit narrower. So that shot exists purely because I was able to carry, because I was carrying all my gear as well, all my clothes and everything in a backpack. So I couldn't carry my camera stuff, too much camera stuff in the backpack. I got all my clothes for 3 days and my wash bag and da-da-da. So having this around my waist, there's another shot, which is this one, which was taken on the same trip, which again would not exist without the Cosyspeed, because I wouldn't have stopped. It's so easy to pull over with when you're on a bike. I let my friend cycle past me and I just opened it up, composed. I had the 7-14 on it already. Bang, shot done, pop it back in, cycle on, catch him up. So it really is superb. I want to show you just quickly before I finish. I think we've covered the bag. Did I show the waterproof? I did, didn't I? Comes out of there. You can get a leg strap for it that goes through here that will strap it around your leg as well, if you want to run with it on or anything like that. I don't need it, but I have to say, if you do run, if you're running to a shot or anything, you do have to hold your hand on it because it flaps a little bit. You know, if you like that one at the lake that I showed. You know, if you're running because you're going to lose the light and you want to get set up quick, it does flap about a bit. You may have noticed these two on the belt. These are extras that are sold by Cosyspeed. And this, it gives you a clue of exactly how I utilise this. So, if we open it up, we'll put the camera away, lock that down. And it didn't do it kind of auto-close, but it's got a magnet in there, so it really pulls it in. So I've got these two on here. These aren't part of it, it doesn't come with these, but they're not very expensive. I can't remember how much they were, but sort of £20 or something, perhaps less. In there, I've got all my batteries, okay? All my spare batteries, 3. Okay, and in here, I've got my remote shutter. I've got another spare SD card, And I've also got my SD card reader for the iPad. Okay, now, so that's with me all the time. That means I can just grab the iPad. Haha, where do I carry the iPad? You say, well, that will be in a backpack if I'm carrying that with me in the field. But what I mean is, you know, if I'm staying at a B&B, I just take this up, a whole lot up to the B&B with the iPad that I've grabbed from the car or whatever, and I've got that to download the images. The other things I put on it are another lens holder, another lens bag, that just pops on there like that. It's not an ideal fit, but it works. So in there, basically I travel, when I'm doing landscape photography, I take the 7-14 f2.8, which is what's on the camera now, and I take the 12-100 f4. So whichever one's on the camera, the other one will be in here, and they just swap over. The other thing I have on it is my Lee filter holder bag, which is bulging, which just doesn't quite take what I've got in there. But that pops on here, like this, like so, and then that's it, that's my kit. So I take that. Oh, should just mention it's very secure around your waist. To open it, you have to press this button here, and these two here, so it ain't coming undone by accident, I can tell you that. So, but it does up nice and easy, nice and secure. It's fully adjustable. I'm a bit of a skinny runt, so I struggle, but to get it small enough, around my waist, there we go. So I can just pull these around where I want them, move it around if I want it further around like that or whatever, and there we go. So if I'm out in the field, and you can see this, not this particular one, the old Cosyspeed Camslinger, but if you watch the video that I did previously, I'll show the face, shall I? You can see like a time lapse of how I do this, and how I work with this, and it was a cycle trip. So the link's down below, so you can have a look at that and see how I work with it. But basically, turn up somewhere, pop that off, go like that, out it comes. If I'm shooting handheld, put my finger through, da-da-da-da. If I'm going on the tripod, pop it on the tripod. Then once it's on the tripod, go to my filters, get my filters out, filter holder, put it on, filters, etc. Grab my remote shutter out the back if I need to change a battery. Just grab the battery out the back, put the old one back in. Hey presto. So, when I've finished, open it up, pop it in, close it up, on my way. So there it is, the Cosyspeed Camslinger Outdoor version. I love it. If you're looking, it will take a DSLR. It's obviously not going to take you have to excuse me, I'm not big on my DSLRs because I shoot micro four thirds, but 1D or whatever it is with a 70-200 lens, it's not going to take it, obviously. But why are you shooting with a DSLR anyway? No, I shouldn't have said that. If you are, I apologise. But you know, for a DSLR with a prime, or you know, a lens that's not too big. Certainly one of the crop sensor DSLRs, it would take anything micro four thirds, anything, you know, below the biggest, it will take easily, and it's a great modular system that you add to. So there it is, the Cosyspeed Camslinger Outdor. If you enjoyed this review, there's more coming up. There's more tutorial videos coming up, editing tutorials, shooting tutorials. Please hit the subscribe button. I've got reviews coming up on some of the Benro products, their Travel Angel tripod and their Ranger 200 bag. Check out my website, please. If you want a nice calendar, please buy me a calendar. And I will see you next time.